Hi, everyone. So I did something that I'm starting to feel guilty about. And so I thought I would kind of process through it here. Maybe somebody out there can relate. Actually, there should be more than just somebody that can relate to this. I've talked before about my friend Laura, who I suspect is autistic. We met, oh my God, years ago, several years ago at my last job. She was the only one. I mean, well, not the only one, but one of the only people I actually liked there because we were so much alike. We have a lot in common. I mean, she's 20 years older than me, but that doesn't really bother me. And so when I quit that last job, 4 or 5 years ago, we've seen each other one time in person, and that was when I went a few months back to go visit her, because she lives an hour or so, a little bit over an hour away. And so we had scheduled to meet up yesterday, actually, which was Wednesday. And that wouldn't, I would go see her again, because she doesn't have a vehicle, I don't think, and I like to drive. So, but anyways, so when we agreed on yesterday's date, this was I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and I remember thinking, just like I always do, I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel that day, if I'm gonna want to go see her or not, but I agreed to it. And sure enough, Monday of this week rolls around, and I already know that I don't have the energy to go see her this week. Just the stuff with my windshield, I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable driving over an hour away with a fucking cracked windshield. But that really didn't even, I made this decision before I found that crack in the windshield, so I can't even really blame that. But basically, what I did was, because she had texted me Monday morning, hey, are we still on for Wednesday? And this was before I left the house and before I saw the crack in my windshield. And I was oh, fuck, man. I was hoping that she would cancel, because she did last time and I was okay with that. But I was hoping she would do it again this time, but it sounds like she won't. And so I told her that I thought she meant next Wednesday, because I had scheduled an oil change and my car's up for inspection this month. So I had scheduled that next Monday, thinking, oh, my car will be ready for me to leave here on Wednesday. And that was a lie. I mean, half of it was a lie, because I did actually schedule that appointment for next Monday, but I did it after I saw her text. So it's kind of the truth, but the other part is I am lying when I said I forgot that it was this Wednesday, because I didn't forget. I don't forget dates. I just don't. So that's what I texted her, and I said, oh my God. And she's like, that's okay. And we agreed that we would meet up in 2 weeks, because she's not free next week. I don't know, I apologized, but do you know, I've been doing this for years to people. Years. I did this most frequently in my 20s when I was in the military, and then, what am I saying? I did this up until, I left my last job, and I didn't have to fucking see people anymore. So, I would make plans to hang out with somebody, and it sounded good in the moment. It really did. But then the day would come and I'd be like, oh, I don't feel like it. And rather than just tell somebody, I don't feel like hanging out with you today, I just don't have the energy to do it. I lie, because who wants to hear that? But that's the truth. And I always worry that if somebody, if I say that to somebody, they're gonna take such offense because that just sounds rude. Like, I don't want anybody, like, if somebody said that to me, like, I just don't have the energy to hang out with you today. I mean, like, I wouldn't say it, like, in that tone, but it wouldn't feel nice to hear. So I just figure lying is better. But the unfortunate part about working on yourself and discovering all these new things is that you start feeling guilty about things that you've been doing for so long that you never felt guilty about. And I feel guilty about this. I have no idea if I'm even going to tell her that I have a podcast. If I do and you're listening, sorry, Laura. I just feel so guilty for doing that. And I know that I could just simply text her and be like, look, I didn't forget. This is what really happened. And maybe I will say that to her in person when I go see her in a couple weeks, because I can't really get out of it twice, even though I'm hoping that she'll get out of it. Like, come up with something. I don't know. Like, it's just the weirdest thing. I mean, I don't really like to have friends. I'm just not a friend person. I've always found people, like, I know this sounds like a dick thing to say, but I've just found people, like, just, I shouldn't even say that because I'm a person, but, you know, like, people are just, they want to hang out all the time. They want to talk to you. Sometimes they're needy, and, you know, like, they make demands on your time, and most of my time is for myself. That's why I don't have children. Because I'm too selfish for that. So is Alicia. But I just have never wanted friends, and I realize now I don't have to have them. But, like, I do want to have Laura as a friend, but I don't want to do the things friends are supposed to do. Like, I don't want to text or call every so often, like, hey, how's your day going? Like, what you been up to? Like, I'm not good at that stuff, and if I'm honest, I don't care. And not because I'm a bitch, but, like, I usually don't care what other people's days are like, except for mine and Alicia's. Because that's my world. So I don't do those things. I've never been good. Well, I used to do those things, like, what am I talking about? Yeah, I did all that fucking shit. And I hated it. Like, I would text someone and be like, hey, how's it going? Haven't talked to you in a while, when it's really only been a week. But apparently to other people, a week is a long time to go without talking to a friend. And it's like, I would befriend these people and then be mad at them for wanting to be my friend. Like, but all of this, like, they didn't know this. This was all in my head that I hid from everybody. Like, you know, because I knew that on some level, you just don't do that to people. That's mean. So I figured, like, a little white lie here and there won't really hurt. But then, like, you know, when you say the same thing to the same person, like, it became a pattern with some of my friends. Like, when I was in my 20s, like, they would hear the same, like, well, you said that last weekend that you weren't feeling good. Or, you know, like, then the jig's up. I'm sure I invented ghosting because I would just ghost people, but that was back when I was a real asshole, and I'm not like that anymore. I would never do that to somebody now, although I did just say I lied to Laura, so, and I feel bad about that. And if I'm honest, it's annoying that I feel bad about that. So that means that, like, I have to stop doing things like this. I'm just not good with friends. Like, I don't call people. Like, when I did have Facebook, and to be honest, I still do have a Facebook, but the only thing I do on it is I play this puzzle game. What is it called? Like Jigsaw World or something? Like, I love the click that the little pieces on the computer make when you, like, put them in the right places. I don't know. That's the only reason I have a Facebook. I simply go on there to play that fucking puzzle game, and that's it. But before I found out that I'm autistic, because actually, like, that anniversary is in 2 months. So for 10 months, I've known that I'm autistic. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say just now. What the fuck? I don't know. 10 months. I don't know. Maybe, like, before I knew I'm autistic. I don't fucking know what I was going to say. Sorry. I just know that, like, I don't feel good about what I did, and I probably will just tell her in person what I did, because enough time will have gone by for her hopefully not to have, like, to feel, like, too pissed at me for doing that. I mean, like, I know she'll understand, but I can't believe that I actually have guilt over this now. And I that sounds like a bitchy thing to say, but, it's like kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, it's a good thing that I'm feeling guilty about lying to people, because, like, it's really not a good idea to lie to people. So that's a good thing. But the other part is I know that I won't be able to do that anymore, because I don't like these feelings of guilt. So that just means I have to just be honest with Laura and be like, look, this is what happened. It's not anything to do with you, because it really isn't. You know, like, leaving the house, driving over an hour away, both ways, your whole day is spent, like, when you're used to your days going a certain way. I don't know. It's just sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't, and I don't know how I'm going to feel on specific days. And I should just tell her that, which actually I'm just going to say it. Well, do I say it now that I'll tell her next time? I don't know, because then I'll have to tell her. So we'll just leave that up in the air for now. I'm not a good friend. I'm okay with that, but I'm also not okay with lying to people that I'm supposed to be friends with, and I do want to be Laura's friend. I just, like, my definition of friendship is so different. Like, I'm sure you guys understand. Excuse me, hold on. Sorry, grossness. I'm not a good friend, and I don't like having friends. Oh, that's what I was going to say with Facebook. So, like, when I had a Facebook, sorry, I know that my brain's everywhere. When I had a Facebook with actual friends on it, because I deleted them all when I found out that I'm autistic, there would be, like, a few people from, like, my last job that every, like, 2 or 3 months, I would get, like, a message for them on Facebook, and they were like, how's it going? Or they'll send me, like, a cat video or something and not saying anything, and, like, they would do this, like, every, like, couple of months, and, like, in between I would hear nothing from them, nor would I want to, like, because we weren't really friends. We just knew each other at work, and we were friendly, but we weren't actual friends. So I was like, why are they doing this? Like, do I have to be sending messages every so often? Like, are they just reminding me, like, hey, I'm here? Even though, like, one of them doesn't like to talk about herself at all. So you can't ask her anything because she won't want to answer it. So, but she would be one that would do that. Just every couple of months. How's it going? And it baffled the fuck out of me. Like, why do people do that? Do you even really care? Because you waited 2 months to ask. So, like, I don't get it. Like, we don't hang out. We never have. We don't talk on the phone. We don't even have each other's, like, phone numbers to text. But you still feel compelled every couple of months to send me a message. And they're not bad people. I'm just a bitch. So when I found out last May that I'm autistic, I just went and deleted everybody, and I didn't tell them anything. I was like, they'll figure it out. They won't know why, but they'll figure it out maybe. Although, like, I think you can still go into your messages and message somebody and you don't know that they deleted you as a friend, but maybe things have changed. I don't know. But that's what I did. I just deleted everybody, and I felt burden free. Like, oh, good. I don't have to wait for these, like, fucking weird messages to come through and then feel compelled to respond to them and then wonder when the next one's coming through. I don't know. Like, I just want to live my life and have people, like, stay out of it unless I invite them in. Oh my God. But yeah, so I basically just did this episode to say that I need to stop lying to people, and Laura is a good person. I think I'll just tell her when I see her in a couple weeks what I did and why I did it, and that, you know, I'm autistic, and, you know, that explains, A, B, and C, but it doesn't give me the right to just lie and say, like, something came up, when I really knew that, like, that was the day we were supposed to hang out. So, yeah, I'll just tell her in person. I need to own up to that, and I need to not do that anymore. And figure out, like, I know with Laura, once I explain to her, I'm pretty sure she'll understand, like, if we are scheduled to, like, hang out, and then I text her, and I'm like, sorry, she would know why. It's just weird because, like, I'm still very protective over the things I share with people and the reasoning I have behind the things that I do. And it's been hard enough to explain that stuff to Alicia, let alone, like, other people. But Laura's the last person in the world that would judge me. And I should just trust in that, and I should just tell her what I did, and then vow to myself to never lie to somebody else again. And if I can't or don't want to hang out with them, I just tell them, this is where I'm at. It has nothing to do with you. And, you know, like, part of it too is I just don't want to have to give the explanation to people. Like, because when they don't know about what autism actually is, then when you say I don't have the energy today, even though we scheduled this like however long ago, like, they won't understand. They might personalize it. And so, like, it's just annoying having to give the explanation. I'm autistic, and this is how I operate sometimes. I don't know. I don't want to tell people. I'm not embarrassed to be autistic. I just am tired of giving fucking explanations for my behaviors. I'm tired of it. Oh, it's so annoying. Sorry for the disgusting dry mouth. I really don't know how to edit or get, like, a better microphone or how to work that shit. So, oh well, sorry. But I guess that's really all I have to say is, yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to be able to have friends because I don't want them. Also, I would like to share too, because this, I feel I'm very selfish. I feel very selfish for thinking this. And I wonder if other people think this way too. Because I don't want friends. And this, like, I don't know, however I say this, it's going to sound mean or selfish, but so, like, I think about everything. You guys know, like, your brain just keeps going and going and going and going. And you think of, like, all these things that nobody else thinks about, or, you know what I mean? And so, like, when my brain's going, it'll just go to, oh, well, Alicia might die tomorrow. So, like, what are you going to do then? And what I mean by that is, like, I'm preparing for the fact that, like, I'm going to have to live on my own, like I did for years, and I was just fine before I met her. But, like, you become dependent on the person that you marry and you love. And so now I'm like, you know, like, obviously I don't want her to die because I love her. But, like, I also have to think about the practicality of, well, if she does, what am I going to do? How am I going to get to appointments? Like, I could drive myself, yeah, but, like, how am I going to be able to do the things that, like, she does that I can't do? And if I don't have any friends, is that going to feel lonely? Am I going to want friends at that point? You know, like, I think about that stuff a lot. On our street, there is four ladies on my side of the street alone that live by themselves. Like, Janice lives by herself. She's in her 70s. Her sister's in her 50s, lives down the street by herself. Her sister has a neighbor who, she's, like, in her 50s. She lives by herself. And then, like, the introverts that live next to us rent out, like, their garage is like a studio. They made it up into, like, an apartment. Oh shit, I dropped my water. Oh no. And I didn't have the cap on. Oh shit. Sorry. That's not your problem, that's mine. But anyways, so they live by themselves and they seem okay with it, but I wonder, like, I mean, I know Janice and Nadine are ordinary people. I suspect, actually there's 5 women. I take that back. I forgot one. And then there's two of them that I think could be autistic, but like, I don't know, because I never fucking see them, but their cars are always there. Like, they're always home. So like, I wonder, because I'm always home. How do they do it? Do they do stuff for themselves? Like, do they feel lonely? I know that like everybody's different, but like I often wonder these things. And like Janice, she's very self-sufficient. Nadine, her sister, she's very self-sufficient. I just don't know about the other ones. Like how did they do it? And so this is just stuff that like I think about. That I would like to figure out, but then that seems morbid. Like, I'm gonna sit here and plan for how my life is gonna be after my wife fucking dies. Like, that is not normal, but it is normal to me. So that just is what it is. I don't know what to do about those thoughts. I think she kind of knows I think that way, but like, I don't want her to think that like I'm just married to you because you help me with life, because that's not true. That's not the reason I'm married to her. But yeah, how am I going to do life if she goes before me? Like, I really hope I go before her. But anyways, I'm just going to end this episode because this is traveling into like nowhere land. I'm saying it that I'm going to tell Laura in a couple of weeks that I lied to her and that I won't do it anymore. And I'll let you guys know how that goes. So thank you for listening. Hopefully you're able to relate to some of this. And goodbye.